All right, let's call this meeting to order at 5:45 p.m. The Town of Miami Lakes Special Needs Advisory Board. Let's do roll call. Vivian?
Present.
Yesenia?
Present.
I'm here. Francisco?
Here.
Clary is not here yet, but she will be here. Alexandria?
Here.
Alexandria, sorry. She's gonna kill me for that. And Madeline?
Present.
Okay.
What about?
Huh?
Everybody's different.
Yeah, he said Francisco. If he would have said Francesco, you would probably heard it.
Order of business, we have some deferrals, additions, deletions. I want to add to this, the old business under F. The behavioral workshop. We call this request form,
Event form.
or event form. Event form,
I second.
we need to do that? I don't think so, I think we just add it, right? All those in favor? Okay, we added it. And then we also want to add under new business. And we'll put that as C, elections. And we will do the elections following the approval of minutes. So I'm going to move it up to after the approval of minutes. Because it's something we have to do before we can continue. All those in favor? Anyone else have anything to add, delete, or move?
Yeah, I thought it would be under old business, the Ferrari program. Yeah, and
I was just waiting for a response from that. I don't know if we haven't gotten a response from that, so I didn't put it on the calendar. I can put it on there if you want, because I don't know.
we don't have any updates.
You know, business, we have the Miami Lake school thing, the karate,
These are the two things that,
and the animation.
the two things that the Parks Department is working. And I haven't seen any response. You asked, I saw her email and there's been no response. So if you want, we can add it and we can just follow up. So, I called them the events. I'll just call them events. So make it F.
How about programs better?
G, yeah, thank you. G, programs follow-up. All those in favor?
Aye.
That being done, next is to look over the minutes of last meeting. All those good, guys. All in approval that I motion to approve. All those in favor? Motion passes. All right, just in time, Clary.
Just in time, I'm here.
Note that Clary has arrived.
Thank you.
All right, first order of business is a new item, which is a new item.
On the old minutes,
What's up?
were you able to follow up check with the council for the grounds?
Yes, that's an announcement.
Oh,
Yes.
perfect.
Okay,
They're
it's,
quite
okay, no.
No worries.
It's time for us to do our annual elections. Every year we have to do elections. Most of you know that. And we have to choose a chairman, a vice chairman, and a secretary and a treasurer. We can't just continue with the way it was before. We actually have to revote everybody. So if you have a person you want to nominate or et cetera, you can just simply do the nominations. We start with the chairman. I'm not allowed to vote for myself. I have to let the table floor out who they would like to vote for. I can't vote for anyone actually until you guys vote.
I nominate you to be chairperson.
I second.
Right.
All those-
Third,
Do you accept?
I graciously, thank you very much for allowing me to do this. So I'll remain chairman.
I vote for Vivian to be vice chair.
I second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Vivian, do you accept? Okay, Vivian remains as our chair. I nominate Alexandra for secretary. All those in favor?
Aye.
She remains our secretary.
I nominate Jesse Desenia for treasurer.
A second. All those in favor?
Aye.
We remain as we were. Thank you, guys.
You accept?
Perfect. So with the elections out of the way, we're back to normal. And let's kick on down to old business and start off with the special needs registry. Officer Amador isn't here, so we guess we'll just have to postpone that till next meeting. But was that one of the questions you were asking?
No, about the. Well, we had talked about using the grants to
Yeah,
email
that's what
blast.
we're talking about, special
Yeah.
needs registry. So you were gonna ask if the council members or if the Graham company could do anything. What did you find out?
Yes, so, I emailed the grant companies and they said, well, they gave me a response and I need Officer Amador here. So,
Okay.
because they said, okay. It was about adding information about the registry in their email blast. So they said that the residential division reached out to Major Ruiz to see if the registry program could be implemented without stickers on the door, since it doesn't work for an apartment community. And she said that they were open to meet with a board member to receive feedback on why an apartment community is different than a traditional home and how it could, how they could adopt a form of like registry program. For
I think we had mutually agreed that the sticker was just an added option. Because
Yeah.
what they get from the registry is they get the police information in the computers. So the sticker was just an added piece, and if officer didn't look at the computer, they would see it when they walked in. So if they can't have a sticker, there's no problem with that. They can do it without the sticker, right?
Yeah.
So that's, they don't have to meet with us if they want to. We're fine with not having a sticker. They can keep the sticker in their house. They can put it on a mirror in the front door if they want. They can keep is it just a sticker, or do we still give like an armband out too? So we give an armband that they can wear, and then the computer information, which goes into the Miami-Dade Police Department. So there's really no problem with that. Is that the only thing that they had to hook up with?
That's the only thing that they said, so I said that I'll follow up.
Perfect.
They have an armband?
There's an armband, a sticker, and the computer information. Is it one of
And
those-
some number specific to them.
What about the council members?
No, it was just for us, like, us reaching out,
Okay,
or like me reaching out on it.
well, we wanted to see if the council members would also send a blast to their constituents about it.
Oh, okay, I thought it was only like us.
No, we want, it would be, because it's gonna have to come from them, not from us, because we don't have an email account, we don't have we're the board. So what we would do is we could write, if they want us to, we could write it up for them. The blast that they would want to send, they can make tweets to it, but what we were wanting was that the Graham company send one out to all their residents, because they have such a large following. And then each council member would have the ability to send it out to their constituents on their typical email blast and say, just want to remind you, if you haven't looked into our special needs registry, come to the special needs advisory board, here's the details, we would love to see you sign up for this if you need the assistance, and it's free for everybody in my. So, I mean, maybe you don't even need to ask them. I guess what I could do is I could just go ahead and write a draft, a rough draft of what it looks like. And then you could just send it to each council member and saying, would you guys consider sending this out so we can throw more people in the registry? Does that work?
Okay, and then that's actually my understanding of what we were doing with the grant.
Yes, same thing.
Okay.
So I need to write them.
So we
up.
just need, it's not just only one, I guess, like contact. It's grant
Yeah.
companies and the.
And the council.
There's no other wristbands, if anybody wants to see. Find some.
It's cool.
Yeah, it doesn't look like anything really,
Yeah, it doesn't,
like, yeah, it doesn't stand out, it's not, I think
it
it's.
doesn't say anything else special needs, just like the decal.
Yeah.
It just looks like community policing together.
Maybe she wants to.
Oh.
Okay. And I put that note down. I'll get that to you this weekend.
Okay, perfect.
All right, next thing is the subcommittee on our registry, the special needs registry, which is what we're talking about. We have our subcommittee meeting next week. Did you include? No, you probably didn't. I didn't get to you fast. We have
Agenda?
the agenda for the next one, yeah.
I have the agenda, just not with me right now. I already submitted it.
Yeah, let me pull it up. Give me a second, folks. Oh, Officer Amador says he's right next door. He'll be over in just a few minutes. Well, that's good.
Oh, it's done.
Take it out. Take it out. Ya cogió Vivian, you know?
All right, so on the agenda for the subcommittee, I put down some things that I thought were what we wanted to chat about. And I don't mind if we want to do more, I just kind of wanted to explore and make sure that I was on the right page with reading this. So on the agenda was awareness and promotions, flyers and signs, the little cards that Officer Amador wants to be able to hand out, videos and photos, social media, publication, and any further discussion from that. Does that sound like we're on the right talent for what we're gonna do next week?
Is there a way that we can get some type of update from the programs and all of that from Jeremy or? Because it would be nice, so we can also implement that into the meeting. Because I mean, we can like to see finally, okay, do we have the space? Can we start the program so we can talk about that there as well?
Two different things. The subcommittee meeting is only on the registry.
Oh, it's on the registry?
Mhm.
Oh.
We're doing a subcommittee on the registry this
Okay.
month.
You're
Next month,
absolutely right.
we're gonna do the events.
You're right.
But I'll get to that here in a second, since we added it to this list. But no, as far as the registry is concerned, does that all sound right? Was there anything I'm? Perfect. So then when we get to that meeting next week, we'll spend that hour focusing on trying to make sure that all those are lined up. Because I think for the new year, what would be really nice, I'm just as bad at this as anyone, you know, what would be really nice is for us to have an idea, a structure of what we want it to do and how we want it to be promoted, because it's growing, but it's not growing fast. It should be growing a lot faster. And I think that's because we're not communicating that message right. And it's probably because we've been so screwed up from last year. Now Gabby's here. We won't have that problem anymore. But we hurried up, like I said, we hurried up and approved that flyer just to get a flyer out. And really you look at it now, you're like, this wasn't a good flyer. But it's because we had what, 4 months before getting the flyer. That was pretty bad. So we'll focus down on it. In the meeting, we'll focus on everything we need to do. Come up with creative ideas, bring in things that you think are going to be helpful, and we'll just redesign and design anything we need to do that night so that Gabby can take it to the town council that next week and have it all approved. And by the next meeting, we can start implementing all that stuff. That sound good?
Sounds good.
Okay. All right. Ceramics on wheels, Vivian.
Okay, I'm gonna switch that to the painting with a twist. Event that we do for Valentine's. Cause I'm a little bit worried. I have texted the lady twice already and she hasn't replied. I'm not sure what's going on. Like for us to secure our date. We don't have a date secured.
For the penny on the twist.
All right. So how about, instead of worrying about that, let's just go ahead and I'll take my day tomorrow because I'm free and I'll go to the store and just visit them and see what's going on. What was the specific date that we wanted, or are we just waiting for them to give us one?
What was this? I think we talked about it in November. I believe we said February 15th. Yeah, it was 11
From
was
1 to 3.
February 11th,
Yeah,
1 to 3?
yeah.
That's a Sunday, right?
It's a Saturday.
Saturday. Oh, no, Super Bowl, February 9th. Oh, 11, no, like, that was a Sunday. I was thinking.
So I honestly, I can't remember if I secured that date with her already or not, because I talked to her like back in November.
Yeah,
About the event.
Yeah, that's what I have.
Right.
And we have the funds already allocated for it too.
Yeah, the
So,
meeting did secure it.
Yeah.
Well, I'll double check
But,
with
I mean,
them.
it's, it's time to like start giving the deposit and all of that stuff to really like, reserve it. So I don't have it back from her. So,
All right,
And to promote it, sir.
yeah,
right, because we have to start promoting it.
We're
Next week.
exactly a month away.
Soon, yeah.
we will be meeting on the first before that event. I don't think that's enough time for us to create a flyer for it. We should have it done beforehand. Do you want to just come off of the same flyer we made before, but then insert the date once we're secure?
Right, we can just use the same flyer.
And then set everything up, okay, so. We'll have to,
Change the dates and the time.
And the last flyer was what, 2 years ago?
No, we did it
Last year.
last year.
You didn't do a drive-by last year?
no,
Those are-
we had an in-person one last year, it was really good,
It was really good, right?
it was really good, it was actually. The time that I did an event was funny. That's funny, by the way, you can all tell I'm doing very well. So the flyer is in the system, we want to redo that one with the new dates, when I get the dates approved. So I'll go meet with them tomorrow. Well, and see if I can find out what's going on, make sure that that's the date that's saved for us, if not, do you want me to try for another date?
No, that's the date,
They should be
Right.
saved,
right.
Okay.
That's the date that I had discussed with her.
okay, do we need to bring her the deposit, or,
She usually sends me a link and we pay, Gabby would pay with a credit card through the
Okay.
link. That's how we've always done it.
And it's for the-
I would forward it to you.
Any other twist
Yeah, on February 11th, or as of right now.
Yeah,
from 1 to 3.
all right, so I'll make sure that they forward us that link, whether it's you or me, and as long as we do
Yeah.
it together.
exactly. She's the one that would process that.
Okay.
It's online.
And we budgeted for the event, did we budget also for the food and all that stuff? too?
Yeah. Everything is set up. I'm just getting concerned that I've
Because you-
like texted her twice and usually she responds right away. So I don't know.
You think
She
it's
could be out of town or something. I don't know because when I call, it doesn't say like, oh, we're closed or we're in advance or anything.
I'll go by and check now, don't worry. Okay, so then we'll work on that, but everything should be set up for it, and once we are for sure, I'll let you know and you can process that flyer. Because we would probably want to get it published to the social media sites for the town.
Okay.
What, a week and a half before, at least, maybe earlier? Do you want it as soon as
If-
possible?
If yeah, as soon as possible, but honestly, the last time, all those people, I got them from the dance class.
That's right,
So the people,
and we
Right.
we talked about wanting to schedule that a lot earlier, so that we could actually make sure people got a chance to
and
register.
I think last time we had, I believe it was like 19
What's our limit?
kids. And it was
25
pretty
kids is what we
full
have.
because
Mhm.
all the kids come with either one or sometimes two parents.
Yeah,
So I think we should cap it at 25.
okay.
Yeah.
Do we need an
It's
event right for
gonna
that?
be too, yeah. But what I did last time is all the people from the dance class gave me their email and because remember last year was the whole thing that we had to postpone it. Because we didn't have anything. So I got all the people from the dance class to sign up. And I did the event right for that. Like, I entered,
The information,
right.
right, I think I remember that
And
now.
that's how we got it filled up in like 2 days before.
All right, so let's get an approval on the date. Once we know the date is set, I'll let you know. We'll put the flyer out, we'll get the Eventbrite started as soon as you can get it done. Let's not wait. And that way we can invite the town and let them know that it's open, so maybe some people that didn't get a chance to go can go.
But I wanna have it confirmed before we send out the flyer.
Oh, of course, you mean the date, right?
Yeah, like tomorrow after you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, let's send out the flyer and then we'll talk to them later.
right.
When they all show up and they're like, this isn't, we're not, we've got another event going on.
Yeah.
Now. Okay, we'll take care of that then. All right, let's take care of that. Moving on, the sensory playground concept is me. Okay, I'll just be brief with this because I put it on here because we were gonna talk about it. But here's what I was thinking. And this is a long-term project. This is something that would take us a couple of years as a board to build. We can't do this tomorrow. And I know it's gonna take us some time. There is a section of land over by my house that is owned by FDOT that I believe they're gonna be transferring to the city of Miami Lakes as a part of the deal to negotiate the bridges, which was a big, huge thing. Now, I mean, that's what one of the council members told me, that they are gonna get that property. And they're moving the park that's in front of the bridge, Jakey Dupkins Park, which is the young kid who passed away from cancer. They're gonna move that park into that land. That land is huge. It goes from Interstate 75 all the way to almost just one, there's only one house before it hits 89th Avenue, where you go to Barbara Goldman. That's how long the land is. So I can't imagine that they're gonna build a small little park in the corner with a couple of parking spots and be done with it. They gotta do something good with it. What I was thinking was, in a master plan kind of a way, we could, as a board, could team up with the Parks Board. We could use some of our funds, because we've raised a lot of money, to help develop the whole thing, and let them create an idea of what they think the whole ground should look like, with swings, playgrounds, all that stuff. But have a section where we have a sensory friendly park. Because right now we have the Boundless Park, which is wonderful, nothing wrong with it whatsoever, but this would be an autism friendly type park. I've seen several concepts. I've seen Doral has one. Coral Gables has one. They built a really fancy one over in Northport, Florida. It's like the size of this building, I think, or something. It's all cushioned ground, covered tops, gears, wire, all that, anything that you think anything that is sensory friendly.
Do you know what it's called, the one in Northport?
I think they just call it I think it's the Autism Park of Northport or something like that. Even my own town from Missouri, where I used to live in Camdenton, they have an autism sensory friendly park. So everybody's got one and we don't have one. I would like to see us have one. And again, the concept is that there's gonna be conversations. We're gonna have to meet with the park board, we're gonna have to meet with the town council, they're gonna have to vote on it, they're gonna have to put money towards it, we're gonna put money towards it. And it could take a couple of years to get done. But I was thinking, it's right to bring up now, because we still have Mayor Manny Sid involved. Manny's was good friends with the family of Jakey Dukey. And I would think that Jakey and his family also would like to see something like this, where people can come and commemorate his legacy with a park that caters to all the children with special needs. And I know I'm positive Manny would love to see that park be built before he is no longer mayor. So I don't really know how to start this project.
I want to make a suggestion or just a comment. There is an account that I follow called Abel's Fables. I don't know if you guys know it. She's a woman that she writes different stories for that are about animals that have some type of disability. And every 3 months she raises funds for parks that are in the fundraising stage to have an inclusive park. So I just pulled it up now if I can show you, like she has it on her page. Like this month, they're doing it at an elementary school and they have like their whole concepts and everything. And like a whole reason. So like, I think it's like 20%. Yeah, 20% of the book or like the shirt and stuff goes towards the part that's still in the fundraising stage. So we can probably reach out to her too, for fundraising. Because she's very active in that.
That's one of the things that I was thinking, because there has to be several tiers to this. I thought there was going to be a fundraising stage, which would be helpful. There's going to be a donation from us, which would be helpful. I'm sure the Parks Department is going to have to put money towards that park to move the Jakey Dukey Park. And then I also was going to say that I have a friend in Missouri who I want to communicate with cities grant writer. This guy in Missouri has built 7 or 8 different parks, fully funded by the federal government. All grant money. So I told him, I said, I want you to meet with our city's grant writer and tell him how you did it, because we would love to see that, because we could get grant money, raise money and awareness, and donate our own money, and the Parks Department put what they need to put in there to make the move. This whole park could be huge. There's plenty of space for it to be opened up for parking. There's parking spaces that could be going up against the highway. There's plenty of space for a walking trail. There's plenty of space for the shrine. There's plenty of space for the autism sensory park. It could be a splash park there. I don't know. You know, it's just, I had the idea. I thought Miami Lakes is known for its parks. This isn't the Optimist Park where they're arguing about whether we should be spending it, shouldn't be spending it. It's not, is it our land? It's not our land. This will be our land. This is Miami Lakes land once it's transferred by FDOT. So to me, it was like, this is the only new park you're going to get. This would be the perfect opportunity for us to build a real sensory friendly park for everyone in the town and everyone around. If you guys like the idea, what we could do our next phase would be to start talking to the council members about the concept and get someone on their department to help us draw up what that would look like.
Would it be like council members or would it be the town manager?
I don't know. I really don't know. That's what I'm saying.
Because I think it would be, I'm not sure, but I think it would be the town manager.
Maybe town manager.
Yeah, then that's, I believe, I mean.
You would know best, wouldn't you?
Yes, but usually it goes to the town manager, because
Okay.
council, it's mainly like they vote for the things that are going on, but like the project itself, who's gonna be aware of all of that, like you said, the Parks Department, which the town manager oversees.
Okay.
I
So-
think, I mean, at least we got,
Before I'm making any motions, discussion on it, what do you guys?
Hey, how are you?
I'll be right back. I just finished the other meeting. I'll be right back.
What do you guys think about it? Any suggestions, ideas? You don't like it? You do like it?
I think it sounds amazing, I mean, especially if this is something that's gonna be built from scratch, like. You know, we can really, I mean, I definitely, we need more heads in this, like, cause there's a lot of detail, a lot, and we definitely have to fundraise, because even if we were to put all our money, like, it wouldn't be enough, because
Yeah.
it's expensive, but definitely, I think with the grants, I mean, there's programs, I'm sure we can get it done.
That's what I was thinking too. I mean, when my friend Joe in the city of Warsaw said that in his parks, the one particular park that's down by the water, they built an entire playground and paid for all the paving, for all the trails under just grants. That is amazing, because that's a lot of money.
And we have an amazing grant writer.
So if she could pull that off, I mean, we could probably get the whole sensory friendly parks grant written. And then we might only wind up having to pay for installation. And at that point, it might be shared because they've got to do installation for the rest of it too. Because they gotta have some kind of idea, some plan they're gonna put together to move Jakey's Park, and it is gonna happen, but it's gonna happen in it was a 3 to 5 year period. Because the deal that they struck with Miami-Dade County was that they want to have an access to that bridge for emergency vehicles. And that means that they are gonna take half the park and half of Satori's ground, if you've ever been to that circle, and make it a gated entrance for fire trucks. And they can't have, a statue in the middle of that. So they're gonna have to move it, and that was the only other area that was really viable to move it. And if you get the whole thing there, you could do a very nice, bigger memorial, more trees, more walkway paths. And the sensory friendly park plus parking in a bathroom set, I think you'd be set.
And you said the area is by Barbara Goldman?
Yeah, you guys know where 154 ends in the circle?
Mhm.
So if you go around the circle and then you start heading towards Barbara Goldman, the very first road, you make a right. There's a house right here on the corner. After that house, it's just grass all the way to the highway. Up the bridge and down to the highway, and all of that is owned by FDOT. And they don't want it. They said, look, here, you take care of it. So Miami Lakes is gonna get it. And to get it would give us an opportunity to build something that's unique. Any other questions, comments?
I'm totally behind it.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I really like.
So then I'll make a motion that we communicate with the town manager in the first phase of considering this concept and see what we can do moving forward.
That was great. Second.
All those in favor? Motion passes. All right, guys, that's exciting. I really thought that it would be so cool for us to develop that. And it would show that we're really starting to build, like, we do great programs, but this is something that we're building in the city. And it's, and we can get it, we're gonna get media attention for this. So people recognize that we're working with the money they've given us to actually do something. That's really significant in a way that it's gonna last a long, long time. Because we weren't here when the Boundless Park was built. If we had, we probably would have given them a lot of more options for that park. I think this one will be better. This one's not near water. It's safe. They're gonna have a lot of fun with it. And we can put our name on there. People will always know that the Special Needs Advisory Board helped put this together. So, all right, cool. Next one is the computer room concept. We've had this on here and we've tabled it like 100,000 times. We were talking about building, I guess, a computer room for children with special needs in the schools. Is that what it was? I thought we forgot it now.
Sure.
Everyone forgotten what it was?
It was in the community center.
Community center?
You wanted to have just like a computer classes. So have a computer room, so when you do the classes, there would be something in the community center. But yeah, it was a class.
Because there is a computer room already. That's why I don't add, Americana.
American.
Yeah, there's a computer room.
But I think
Could've sworn-
Yeah, it's usually used by the seniors. They have like. their-
I could have sworn this was something to do with our schools. I remember us talking about how could we help the school, help more children with disabilities in our school district.
But that was.
Something that we
That's what we're-
is like seeing what needs there are in like the classes that, teach children with special needs, or, in general, if there's a child that maybe needs a laptop, or maybe they need a committee and board in the classroom. Like we spoke about it as a way to contribute and also use the money effectively. But I
wonder if that's how it
this
wound up.
computer room concept as like that,
It may have morphed into that because we tabled it so much.
Yeah, it could be, but we did speak about that, like, those schools that are, of course, within Miami Lakes, like, oh, is there something that you need, maybe a door, I don't know, like, we just
I'm pretty
kind of.
sure that's what this was. Because we tabled it 4 or 5 times. Because we would run out of time in the meeting. So let's assume that that's what it was.
And I
What-
think we even said that we were gonna get together with EAD regarding this, so that, because they already do something like that, to know. I know we
Sounds
spoke
like a
about it,
scholarship.
exactly, but I don't think we ever actually like put anything down, like, I think it was just kind of up in the air.
You guys,
I mean,
go ahead.
comments, I've been to a lot of the EAE meetings and I see how they struggle to, when it comes time to like donate something to a school, because they want to be like fair all the way across. So like if we give, $5,000 to this school, so why that school? Why can't it be all the schools? Like why, it's difficult to like make it fair and not seem like it's favoritism towards one school, or well, why did you pick that classroom? Why did you pick that kid? Why, 'cause I see that like as problematic.
Well, a
And
way to fix that would be, if the EAB is the source, and we're using them as a way to get the tools to the children, we would then say to them that we want them to evaluate and assess what is a need in the schools in Miami Lakes. And then we donate the amount we need to get it with 1 device or 2 devices at each school. We only have a couple of schools in the town. When they say, well, schools out, what about other schools in Miami-Dade County? That doesn't count. We can't give our money out. Money has to stay in Miami Lakes. That's the rule of this committee. It's town of Miami Lakes on that border of that chart there. We can't go outside of it. So if the school is in that chart, we can help. If they're not on that chart, we can't help. And it's not,
Right,
a-
no, I mean, like, within schools, there might be.
so within the school, might be right. So I.
So they usually,
One
what
for everyone.
they have like a monthly, I think it's monthly or quarterly, meeting with the principals. And that's how they get feedback. That's how they get feedback from them. On like, you know, if there's any project that, you know, they want to help fund and stuff like that, but. I hear in their meetings,
That they get-
watch their meetings that
Set it up.
other schools hear about it and they're like, oh, well, you know. Why, you know, didn't you help our school and like,
Well, we'll
Is
help
there-
every school then. We just help every school. We pick one thing for each school. And that's. Everyone deserves the assistance. We just pick one thing for each school. So we don't, you know, it doesn't have to be 5 things for Barbara Goldman today. It could be one thing for Barbara Goldman, one thing for Miami Lakes High, one thing for Angels Reach, one thing for whoever. And we could do it every year. So we'd say this is our annual event that we do. We donate to EAB for the specific, the most specific, the need that they think is the highest in that school. And then they get that product. Would that keep everybody happy?
I mean, like, you would have to discuss it with them.
So we need to have a meeting.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I
Collaborate.
think to be able to move forward with something like that, then probably go to one of those meetings and get a feel for. Like, to see how it is that we can help, because I see what Vivian is saying, like, okay, we helped Barbara Goldman and then. You know, what about Bob Graham? They need more,
Right.
or they consider they need more,
Yeah.
whatever the case may be. It makes sense.
Okay. So then in order for us to move forward on this thing, what we should do is have a meeting with EAB. Do you want us to all have a meeting with EAB? You want to have them come to one of our our February meeting? Or do you want me to give them a call and see what their needs are and see if they want to come to our meeting? How would you like me to handle that?
I think it sounds more beneficial us going to theirs.
But theirs is only once in a while, so when
No,
is
they
it?
do once a month.
It's every month? I think
Yeah.
it's every quarter.
No, the principals.
Oh, okay, so that's every month. Where is their meeting? Here? EAB, Education Advisory Board.
Oh,
I thought it was another name. I'm thinking EAB like an organization.
no, the education, I'm sorry.
No. This is my fault. I'm sorry. You can laugh at me this one. You can laugh at me.
The committee report schedule. Oh, it's here.
Yes, I know. That's on our list.
No, I'm just saying that it's. So going forward, to know when the next one is as well.
That's February.
Yep, February and then in July. Plus. Here you want.
Yes. thank you. Oh, I think this is their report. to
That's
the-
the report, not the actual meeting.
Yeah, not actually.
That's what I'm saying, the committee report, so we know when we have to do it.
Ours is next month.
Exactly.
I know, it's in the list here to do.
Next month and then July as well.
Oh, there's one in July?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I did twice.
That's right.
We'll see.
We didn't do any last year.
We did one.
We did do it? That's what happens when you don't have a liaison. Okay, all right, so then, Winston, can you give us a date of the next education board
I will
meeting?
check the calendar now.
Go ahead.
I'll let you know if it shows up. If not, I'll find out.
Next week. The next meeting, I think it's the 18th.
18?
I think it is. Oh, no, the 18th. I know it's next week, it's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday. Our meeting's on Wednesday. Is
So
it
it's
after our
Thursday,
meeting?
So it's Thursday, but I know it's next week.
January 12th.
Yes, but
So
it's not
tomorrow.
5:30.
Oh, so which one is next week?
It's a good thing you do next.
Yeah, because I just saw it right before I came here.
So it's tomorrow at 5:30. I know I can't do that because I have therapy with the kids. I have to drive them to the therapist. Could anyone attend the meeting?
I have therapy. I almost didn't make it.
We have hours.
Oh, so,
Next week I need to figure
yeah,
it out.
next week is ours, then, that's why I was.
Yes, that's because our
Next
subcommittee.
week.
So you can't do it, I can't do it. Can anyone else go to the meeting tomorrow at 5:30?
Unfortunately, I can't.
One.
Education Advisory Board.
At 5:30?
Is it 5:30?
Yes.
I'll be in. I don't know. I
It
can
is
provide
here.
some information.
Yes. I'll, do I have your email? I do?
My number two.
I do, you're right, I do.
So if I'm now on time, I can probably make it like 30 here, but can I have a backup just in case?
Cool. Let me know, Freddy. Let me know and
So
I can come.
you.
I can-
Vivian can go. He's gonna be here already, so what I'll do is I'll just send an email to the three of you. And kind of an idea, you already know, but I'll send it, just to refresh everyone's mind of, here's what we would like to do. And you tell us how we can be of help. How can we be of help? To help specifically people with special needs in each one of the schools that are needing something, a device, you know, and let's expand it. It doesn't have to be a computer, it could be
Even
a talking device.
even a tutor, like, if we can sponsor, students that they need, like, tutoring,
That's gonna
like
be,
extra tutoring,
that's gonna be,
Yeah.
that's gonna be too difficult.
no?
No, because the device is a one-time purchase. If we do a tutoring, we're gonna have to set up a program and see how we balance that budget.
Miami-Dade schools already has a tutoring program as well.
Do they?
Yes,
Yeah.
they do, and they also,
Have a hotline.
last time I checked, they were still lending out computers.
So they really, it's more that they need like AAC devices and stuff, right?
AAC devices.
Did I say that wrong? What is that thing?
No, I think you said it.
It is an AAC?
Yeah.
What's the name?
Augmented alternative.
Oh.
They
Oh,
they get
I haven't used
something.
I haven't
They
used one of
also
those in
get
years.
funded. Like, you know, like the students, they get funded by Medicaid, but.
Yeah, but some
some-
don't.
some do not.
That's what we're looking at. So we're
Yeah.
looking for where's the need? Who is someone in each one of these schools that is currently in a need that can't get help because their family can't afford it and they're not on Medicaid? We can
Yeah.
cover that.
I also know like there's some students that don't have an iPad and in school, sometimes they need to have an iPad. And so.
Or it could be like the need of a classroom, maybe there's a classroom that doesn't have a smart board. You know, or
That's the thing.
projector.
I'm gonna try those.
Even that.
A lot of money.
School, at one place, I donate a stage because they used to go like to like little step stage to like to make some exercising, and I donate like a wood, that little stage for that, because they didn't have the money to have it. So.
Well, let's go to the meeting tomorrow and find out what they need. Just remember that it should be these are the two most important things. Number one, what is the need? You know, what is it that they need? And two, it has to help someone with special needs. And like, I don't mind helping the school, but it's not for, this is for children
Or for a class.
or classroom.
Exactly.
Special needs class.
I almost rather that it's like the classroom than like a specific child. Because
You like
then,
that idea?
yeah, because then you always go back to that, oh, well, why that child? Why not my, like, you know? how-
Yeah. No, and it makes sense because it's a gift that's gonna continue giving, because
Right.
if you give something to the classroom, it's gonna
It stays
stay
with the classroom.
Now this is perfect.
A lot of people. Like donate.
This is perfect. This will solve the whole problem with what you were saying. We need from EAB what special needs classrooms in each school within Miami Lakes needs. We will donate what they need for that classroom.
or one thing, because we.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
they need like 15 things.
And if they
Or
need
maybe,
15
you
things,
know,
they have to tell us what the number
I'm sure they
one.
have a wish list. I'm
We
sure they
can
have a
write,
wish
we
list
can
on
get,
what they
you know, we
really
can get invited to that meeting with the principal.
That's
And
what-
we can get directly from them what, you know,
need.
what they need.
Perfect. You guys make that happen and let me know what you need me to do.
And
Appreciate it.
if, or, I mean, another idea too, if we wanna go to a school itself, I don't know if that's
We will.
a right way to.
No, we will.
But if that's a way to do it too, like,
It's gonna be a process. Start with the board. Let's find out what they can tell us. get them to give us the information that we need.
Well, the board is approximately from $3,000 to 13,000. But I know at Miami Lakes K-8, that was my old school, every classroom has a Promethean board. And there's some classrooms left over that are empty because the enrollment was low. Now, and they don't have any self-contained classrooms.
But
They're
they
all
do have the
inclusions.
deaf and hard of hearing.
Do they still have that, just one class now? Or could,
I think
no,
Bob Graham's the only school that has.
right, because the deaf and hard of hearing, yes, I remember they had that and it does have a Promethean board.
But bueno, maybe there's
HMO
something
has
else that we can.
Right.
Now, Bob Graham does have self-contained, but again, I've never been to Bob Graham. My understanding, all the classes have a Promethean board. And should be working. The only thing is that we were having troubles at Miami Lakes. It was a smart board, not a Promethean. I think they've converted it. I've been 4 or 5 years since I've been there. They might have converted it Promethean, but the smart board, the light bulb alone from the projector was $300. So if that went, it took a while for us to get a new bulb.
Yeah, so maybe something like that, like, I guess it's defining out. I
The upkeep.
think what you're saying,
Yes.
that EAB, I
We
think
need
that's
to
the
have
right
you
route.
Tell us.
Yeah.
You guys are
They can give
communication.
us different things and then we can vote on which.
They're in communication with their schools. Let them do the communications. What we want to do is find out what they need for every school, that's something that's special needs related that we can help out with.
Yes.
We can then vote on what each school should get, and then we can all meet with their principals and sit down and we could do a presentation, we do whatever we want. Just the goal is that we want to step by step. Let's find out from the board what's needed, because they can go do the research for us and come back and tell us what's needed. And we can decide what we want to cover, and then we go and we meet with them and get it done.
The only thing I'm thinking of from before when I was here in Miami Lakes, a lot of, because the schools are in Miami Lakes, the town does provide a lot of, I don't know, what do you say, perks or support when it comes to the whole school in general. So it's not classified as just for the special needs kids, but for the whole environment. I remember, at least 4 years ago or 5 years ago, I think the town donated like 20 laptops and then, or money to be used for laptops, but not necessarily just for the special needs.
Which is
That's
what
where that's where the problem's might come to, because they might say, well, we need, the special needs class doesn't need that, we need to be able to include everybody.
And then our response would be, well, we only can give money towards the special needs group.
Now, Bob Graham, you might have a better chance.
Well, and then so you've got people like Angel's Reach that need, gosh, they need everything. So I'm sure we'll have plenty, but the whole thing is just remind them that, look, we're donating to the special needs groups in your school because we're a special needs board. We don't have the money or the ability to be the town of Miami Lakes. They can donate whatever you guys need and they will, but we're reaching out to help specific classrooms, you know. If you just need a boost in the classroom, I don't know, you know, whatever it is that we can do to make things better so that the students there are having a better environment because they're separate from the rest of the world, a little different. You know, I mean, I was in special needs classes. We were not in part of regular classes all the time. So we had all the old equipment that didn't work right. And that usually is hand me down stuff. So what can we get to make it better? That's what we're gonna try.
Sounds good.
Okay?
But I like the idea of the light bulbs. That's one thing we always remember, when that light bulb
Light
was
bulbs.
off, it cost 300, it's not in the budget, and we had to struggle. And we were all surprised how expensive that one light bulb for the projector is. So maybe something to that effect also might help.
Okay, that sounds good. All right, so that's good. So you guys, with every one of you guys, can let me know what we need to do to move forward with them. Thank you. Next thing is behavioral workshop paperwork. So this is this event request form. This is new for us because we've never actually had to fill anything like this before. Usually when we ask for space, they just give us the space. That's really it.
And usually Vivian makes sure that the tables and everything
Yeah,
else.
we
is-
move the tables, we do everything. So I,
They just told me to share it with you guys, so you guys can fill it out and use it as a guide, just in case if you I forgot something.
so we did, I checked it on here, you guys can look at this and tell me if you think we're missing anything for the event. But I put down, Vivian, you asked for 3 tables that are rectangular. we asked for 3 or for black cloth tablecloths to go on top of them. There's options here for food warmers. We've always bought our food and just placed it on there. I don't think we need it. We don't need waters and coolers because we bring all of our own stuff too.
What we do need is the janitorial, right? That we.
Have we ever done that?
So that usually is
That's
when
what
it's,
kitten.
when it's like a bigger event,
Oh, okay,
and
okay.
especially if it's like over the weekend.
Got it.
Yeah,
Okay,
I didn't
okay.
think we needed that because we're not hosting like a banquet. We're
No,
just,
it's that last time it was mentioned, so I was like, we never paid someone.
Right,
we were
because
supposed-
of my other committee, every time we do one of these, like, okay, what do we need? Don't forget your budget.
Yeah.
We have aisle. Don't forget in your budget, you gotta include janitorial, if there's something for them to clean up.
yeah,
Like,
I
if
mean,
we
usually
serve
we don't
food
need
or
a
stuff,
mess. Usually
no.
we pick up everything.
But it just so happens that the cleaning staff is here
Yeah.
and they take out the trash.
Correct.
But that's, I think that's like their job anyway.
Yeah, that's it. That's the
But
only
we
thing.
do all the cleaning up.
Yes, yes. And we set it up and
We
we
set it up.
I think it's mainly when they're not available, like they're not here,
out of work hours.
out of work hours.
yeah, and if we were to do a bigger.
Or
bigger
they have
event,
to be there at the event serving or something like
Yes.
that.
I think that's what.
Or
it is.
changing up the garbage like, constantly.
Right.
So I think that if we look at the first page here, those 2 check marks are all we need. We're not
So
gonna
for
do
the
it.
tables,
And that I think like either, right?
and
We
then
don't
the tablecloth,
Cloth and black.
yes,
Is there anything else?
you would need 3 then.
Yeah, but it didn't say like how many, so you just put 3 in the comments, I guess. Cause it's one for each table.
Gabby, is there a way that you can find out through the Eventbrite how many people have signed up so far?
I will find out. And yeah, that's part of the announcements that, Jonathan was working on the flyer. We were still waiting to approve. I guess there was only like a sentence or something on the event.
But there's already a flyer going around.
Though, was it posted by the town?
Yeah.
Okay, then it was that one, just, we were still waiting because it said that he could update it with more information.
Oh, okay.
And the sound.
I believe they put it on Facebook.
I think so.
He sent me
That's where I
that.
grabbed it and sent it to you all. Posting it. Sending it to therapists.
Yes, so I have here, the Eventbrite was made and it was promoted already.
Okay.
And then the information that you sent me, that, I don't know if you guys would like to add anything to it. The Special Needs Advisory Board of Miami Lakes present behavior basics workshop with Audrey Amadeo. Thursday, January 26th, 2023, from 6:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. And it says ideal for parents, professionals, and educators, and then we would include the location.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah. The thing is to promote it, like the right people, like if you could share it with your teacher.
Yeah.
I'm gonna share it with the world. Yeah. If your kids have therapists, this is mostly geared toward professionals like therapists, teachers, to learn how to deal with behaviors. So obviously parents are welcome because you can always learn, more techniques. Sorry.
It's on the 26th, it's on Thursday, it's on Thursday.
So, hi.
All right.
Okay, so that information is fine?
Yeah,
Okay, that's it.
yeah.
Just check the event right when you can, let us know how many people sign up.
Okay.
What time is it?
6:30 to 8.
Care for like the school.
Yes,
Can I
6:30
sign
to
up
8.
tomorrow, can I tell them to share the event at school?
Yeah, and I know one of the IB members. I can't remember again,
I'm not sure.
so he has, since he was running for school board, he has to like leave the EIB, so I don't know if he's back on. Because he's the principal of the school.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. If you could share with all my people, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
So then tomorrow I'll bring it up.
Okay, getting back to the sheet, guys, we're gonna make sure we finish this. So we don't need janitorial, we won't need any rooms set up, because they're just gonna set the tables up and we're gonna put them where we want them.
We need to be.
Yeah, we need the DJ. It says IT tech. I put a check mark on IT tech because we need someone to set up the video screens to do the presentation. It has a cost in there. Are we gonna have to pay that cost?
I am not sure. I mean, seeing that it's there, I would think so, but since it's,
But it's not a specific number either, like.
Yeah, it says $35 to $70 an hour.
yeah, I'm not sure.
I don't really, I was like confused because I thought that was part of what they, you know, the town. One of the town
No, we didn't
people
have to pay
stuff.
for it.
I run it myself,
last
but
We've never had to.
Exactly, last time so unless if it's, like I said, maybe if it was like
Yeah.
a bigger event,
So then we don't.
I don't think so. I'll find out.
But we still need to mark it because.
Oh, yes, yes.
Oh, okay. Since we have the person. has
Yeah,
to
we
be
need to
there.
have it.
If we have to end up paying for it, then I guess.
we need to get the grass cut, right? Sidewalk pressure wash.
You'd be surprised how many events. Yes.
No, I know, I'm familiar. Other than that, there's no registration pages, there's no mobility services, we don't need volunteers. We don't need permit requests, we don't need litter removal, we don't need street closures, we don't need Amazon offers, so. And then under the illustration for where the tables sit, I just basically put not sure where. So, we usually just put them where we want them. So I don't know how to draw that, like, you know, here's the town council chambers, and we'll put a table here, and here, there you go. That works?
Usually what we do
That
is, there's the two tables, we put one here and then one here, like where you enter towards the end.
Mhm.
And then one in the middle for the presenter to put like whatever stuff she wants to put or he
Okay,
or them.
so then we'll probably have two tables here between the doors, right?
No. Like, okay, so this is where the dais is on the right, like you go into the chambers. To the right, we put one like almost like not against the dais, but close to, and then one against the wall. We put the. food
L
there.
shape.
Huh?
Was it an L shape?
Yeah, like an L shape. and
Are
we
you
put the
spinning
food
all the
there.
chairs around towards the video? Or is it open to chair?
None of them, everyone sits in the regular chairs, but that's where we set up.
I know, but are you gonna have the chairs all spun around to face the video?
No, how it is now.
So we put one table here in front of the, and then the other two tables from that corner like that.
Okay, all right.
There you go. Nothing more like, nothing better
It's
than
like
a table.
pictures.
So it looks like that. So, you know, this is the
Yes.
council chambers, this is the dais. This is where the podium usually sits, there's gonna be one table there where the
Yes.
podium is, and then against the corner back there, an L.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want the chairs turned around so
No,
that?
the chairs are fine, just have it.
So I put on the last page, my, you know, the information that we needed, the only thing I didn't put down was the time of the event. What time was the event?
6:30.
6:30 to 8.
6:30 p.m. How many maximum attendees?
I don't think we have. one.
No, not applicable. And the event budget, what was our budget for this?
Was it 600? And I know the ones as well.
$100? No. No. Behavioral workshop. $600 out of the training for food and hiring Audrey Amaro? No?
Yeah.
That her?
Okay.
Motion, it was $600 out of the training for food and hiring Audrey Mayo to present the workshop.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay.
So on this, so the time is 6:30, 7:36.
Allocate $100 for community awareness bucket to advertise, pero no veo nothing about food.
No, that.
Food is on the sixth.
Oh. Oh, yeah.
We did $100 in advertising for this event.
Yeah, for Facebook.
We better
Yes,
talk,
I think-
is it already underway?
Allocate $100 for the community.
It's not, is it? We forgot all
On
about that.
Facebook, yeah.
We'll talk
Yeah,
about
but I
that.
think we had talked about 100 because it was gonna be
We
more
did.
than, no.
We
For the
did.
100, okay, 600, then it's on the. It's 726.
It's in the meeting.
Is that the date?
It's 126. But it's okay.
It's in July already. Wow.
I'm already in July. Oh, my Lord.
But the event is not on Eventbrite yet, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yes, we put it. It's right here.
Do you want me to fill this out and send it back to you, or do you got it?
You could, I wrote it down, if
Okay.
not,
I'll do that too, just in case. All right, so then that paperwork here is done. Let's talk about that promotion. So since we got a little bit of time left, we want to promote the Eventbrite, right? We don't want to promote the flyer. Which one do you want to promote? I think the flyer
What
makes
do you
more
mean the
sense.
event part of the flyer?
But the what? The flyer is on the event.
No, I mean on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
It'd be the,
Yeah.
what we would want to do is the post that you guys made with the flyer.
okay,
We would want to put a social media budget behind that.
We did already.
And, we did,
Yeah. 100.
but have they implemented?
Oh, that's.
Right.
That's what I'm talking to Gabby about. So we budgeted $100 to put behind it. So if you guys could make sure that an ad is put on that flyer on the post on Facebook and could you post it to Instagram yet?
I don't think, so. The only thing that they sent me, which I think was last week. Was that, guys, the link on Facebook and the Eventbrite.
Yeah, so note this one down and I'll have to note it down too. We need to make sure we follow up with them on that, okay? That we were supposed to do ads on Facebook. Budget of $100 for from now until the 25th.
I'd say the 26th, still the same thing, we could still. Oh,
Yes, we could. It's just, I don't, it's sometimes Facebook, last minute to spend your budget. I'd rather them spend it all the day before. But, yeah, let's do it from now, from as soon as they can
I'm not
implement
about
it.
that, I don't.
As soon as they implement it from until the 26th and see if they, I think it allows you to put a time to stop. Let's time to stop at 5 p.m. We want to promote the flyer on Facebook. And it's supposed to be, there's supposed to be a group that's been created by Victoria, unless she never really did it and she lied to me. There was a geo-fenced,
Should be now.
I had explained to her I wanted a geo-fenced, the ads specifically on town of Miami Lakes with people that are for the special needs, ABA therapists, OT speech, all that stuff. So what I'll do is I will send you an email tonight with all that stuff in it to make sure that they are, that subgroup is created so that they're able to promote this using that targeting demographics. So we're spending the $100 towards people who are actually going to want to come to this event, not just randomly promoting it.
Okay, so I'm going to send Jonathan the information for the flyers, we can like update it. And to let me know how many are registered for the event.
Yeah, let us know that.
And
And I'll send you the email about what the targeting should look like for the flyer that's on your Facebook page.
okay, could you
Copy
copy
him.
Jonathan, because I'm not here until the 20th.
What's his?
GIL
L
J
K.
at Miami Lakes dash FL.org.
Dash Lakes or Miami Lakes dash FL.
Miami Lakes dash FL. I'll, copy you in this email. But I'm sending him with the information anyway, so.
Perfect.
I have a comment, Pilates, this, seminar would also be great for anybody who volunteers. I think.
Yes.
Because,
I
you know, it's also good for volunteers, not, so they know how to like deal with certain types of behaviors that, you know, and anybody gets, not just children with autism, but, you know, sometimes they get difficult behavior and they could learn about how to deal with that, so.
Yeah.
Make sure that you share it with your.
I share it with all the parents.
Meeting after.
and social media,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I didn't think you thought of the volunteers, I just thought of that.
Like I did an email blast. It's fine.
You guys, I don't want to push us, but we have to get this one thing done before this next meeting starts. We have to get to our report. that's gonna have to present. So let's go ahead and, I'm gonna skip to the report, and if we have to, if we have time, we'll come back to the last two things that are on the list. It's in your packet here.
Cultural affairs.
So it's been a long time since I've done a report. I know the last one that I remember the last one that you and I did together, we were standing in front of the council and told them about all the things that we did. So this is kind of like a rough draft of what we would present and talk about. I had listed down some bullet points here that I wanted you to look over and see if it's a good one to talk about, if it's one we should take off, if there's one more that we did that you think we should talk about. To add to that list. Plus, I also need information from you about our budget. I don't know, Betty, you've done so many of these. Can you give us some insight?
I mean, it's just basically saying like what we've done and what plans we have for the future. The dance class, about that, the quiz, the gala. Workshop.
Depending with the twist coming.
It'll be the one coming, yeah. It'll be a review of the one we
Okay.
did and how we expect the one that's coming.
Even though that one we spoke, oh no, you said we didn't do.
Yeah.
it.
We
Sorry.
did a report in January and we never did anything else.
Well, workshops,
The one that we did with the lawyers.
guys.
And the one for,
VR.
the student VR, yes. Vocational.
Rehabilitation.
The VR workshop and the guardianship.
Veterans Parade. I don't know if you want to say that we were part of the veterans. Parade.
I was thinking more along the lines, we talk about the things that we've done that we feel are, you know, affect. The Veterans Parade is an awareness for us.
I'm just saying, because it's, you know, it does, you know, I think the good thing about that is that we're also taking part in town things as well. I mean, it's quick. It's nothing like, you're not gonna be like, well, we were there, we sat in the car, you know.
Also, you know, you don't have to talk about everything that's on the report. Remember, they're gonna have the report in front of them. You're just gonna highlight
Yes, I know.
some things and then it's
So
like
I'm not even-
questions. Right, right, right. So you can. Because I've included it before when I've done it.
Well, I had thought that
You
would
wanna
come under.
include like every little thing that we've done.
And
That's.
I was thinking
It's our
it was gonna
time.
come under that.
the
and it's
Christmas.
our-
Yes, the Christmas event.
so-
that we did not.
We spoke about it, but
We never got, because we never got, or we had no liaison, so we couldn't.
yeah, that was hard.
So what's the, other thing?
The Halloween thing too.
Yeah.
This aspects, the thing that we did, the promotion during their health and wellness fair. It was last year, right? So,
The health and wellness fair is coming up again.
yeah,
Well, if we're gonna speak about, I know the month of April, we did a bunch of things in the month of April.
that's what I'm trying to remember, like my brain.
Those stories.
We did your event,
Oh, yes, yeah, but what was it called?
the presentation. Oh my God, I forgot all about that.
But what was it called? The wall. There you go, the wall.
And we did two town,
Did the second walk.
we did two proclamations. We did a proclamation.
Where
The cooking
cooking
class.
Yes, oh my gosh, that was huge.
And we gave the other proclamation
rare
to
disease.
Audrey, didn't we?
We did the.
Oh, the rare disease.
We did Down syndrome day.
Dancing. They also.
You can also just review the agendas.
Yes, that's what I used to do.
Thank you. Because right now we're throwing it.
Either that or look at my picture. I'll be in.
Ah, that one's too.
I'm laughing, man.
Thank you for being here.
What else? So in the future projects, we can include what we discussed today with the park.
Part concept.
The painting with the twist.
Well,
I'll get-
all the stuff we
The-
sponsored with Hope for Autism.
The video that we did, the Matthew Palacios thing,
Yeah.
the balance. That video.
The video also for the gala.
I think it would be good to bring up the special needs registry.
Yeah.
That- I think that's.
Yeah, that's always on there.
While we're discussing this, if you'd like to give us a quick update, you can go ahead.
Okay, happy New Year, everyone. So we're still with 12, we have 12 participants. There's some things that, I've been, noticing though, is, so when you go to a town site, and again, I don't know if this is something that needs to be addressed or not, but when you went to a town site, you press home, usually, let's see here, you find special needs registry, but you put committees and bonds, right? So people look for committees. And when you go into the committees, we have special needs. Somewhere here, the advisory board, and no video.
And we have spoken about this before.
So I
The
I
video
think-
doesn't come up for the special needs registry.
So- and I thought it had been,
And it's never even one.
Tell you what, don't worry about it. I can take it everywhere. I'm looking at the agendas.
yeah, maybe it was another thing.
But I remember that there was something.
Something, yeah. You could, right. The other thing is, even when you put,
That's just simply saying what we have.
Special needs.
We have starting this.
even when you put special needs here, special needs registry, you get a nice little description, but to access, you have to click to access, which I don't know. Do I remember seeing,
Yes, it showed it.
and it showed Vivian,
So it
and
showed flyer.
It just looks weird in a graph.
so I think it's getting like it's disappearing, right? The video's disappearing on us. Another thing was, I scanned this, and I think we have talked about it before, and it doesn't go to the registry either, it goes to all the talking.
Well, that one is supposed to go to our page, because that one isn't specific to the
Mhm.
registry, that was to SNAP. So to the actual.
Because I've been giving this one out too, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Next Wednesday, we're having a subcommittee meeting to speak about the special needs
Oh,
registry.
okay.
If you could be there, that'd be great.
Okay, and that one's Wednesday.
Same time, 5:30.
5:30, okay.
We're gonna specific register.
Oh, perfect.
Because in our last meeting, what we started talking, it was just too much, so we had to get a subcommittee meeting, we're gonna.
Okay,
So that we can also do a flyer, the one.
Now you,
all right, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
it
was
went straight, it didn't go straight through it.
you have to click. But it is pretty small, you almost miss it.
See, but I remember seeing like, it was
But it could be.
video, like the beginning of the video.
Like.
But.
Right, in other words, take it out of click here and put it on the page.
It was the link to YouTube, but you could see the link. to
Do I
YouTube
need to have
with-
In other words, the icon, that all you do is click on it,
That,
instead of looking, reading, like right now, I have to look like, oh, click here, no.
you know, because you're looking for it, but if you're not looking for it,
No,
then
you're
you're
not.
not just automatically.
We,
I have to touch yours on. Want to give, what, else?
Yeah, we, just a positive thing, I attended a mental health, finally, a mental health, committee meeting. And they're doing their website, and in the website, I mentioned about the special needs because, obviously it's part of, and they have it, they put a huge icon with special needs on their site, so if somebody has special needs issues, they click it and it goes directly to the town, to your site, to the town, yeah. Well, they're developing the website themselves, and then they're going in, they're checking through the town to see if it's, but they have a huge icon like that, so it's special needs, and when you click it, it goes to the town, to your special needs site.
Perfect. Okay, that's great. Thank you. for
That's
that.
something else, but I'll talk about it next time.
It also works if you tap on.
Okay,
It takes us a little.
I have to vote on this.
Oh,
Guys, it's all handwritten. I know you can't see it, but Vivian's pretty much put down everything that we worked on and what we are wanting to present. It's not typed up and we won't be meeting before this. So what I can do is type up the
yes, we
final
will.
piece.
We'll be in the next meeting, but I don't know if we could vote on it.
Can we bring this to the subcommittee meeting?
We may not be able. I think the motion would be good and whatever else needs to be added, just in case something else
Okay.
will be added later.
So I would say that what I'll do is I'll type everything up and I'll email it to her and then she can email to all of us and then we can make changes if we need to, but this is the basic rundown of the presentation. And I motion to approve it.
Exactly.
All those in favor? Approved.
And, so it's due on February 1st, but we would, so by next week, we have to, kind of like edit it as much as we can.
Our next meeting is February.
Yes, for,
So we do meet before then.
but I have to submit it
It's-
by
February
that date. So,
Deadline is February 1st.
Let's just,
but really the deadline is the 25th. So, by next week, as much edited as much as we can. So then like the final submission on the 25th would be ready.
I'll write up the original. She can send it to all you. You guys can make your edits. You can send edits to me. I'll fix it and send it to you, finalized, and then we're good. Everybody go with that?
Perfect.
February 1st or February 8th?
February
First.
No,
Okay.
next meeting.
Next
The
item,
next meeting would be the first, the subcommittee meeting is next week on the 18th.
next thing we gotta talk about is Gigi's, because it's coming up.
So we have our first gala. Never done it before, so it's like our, like, it started like a little baby for us too. But it's a good way to awareness, so for like, not just only the kids, but we're doing a fashion show with the gala. So we have 20 kids that are gonna be doing the fashion show. We have 3 designers, so they will be wearing like clothes with the designers. And we will have drinks, also silent lunch and everything like the gala. Is February 11th, is on 6:30 to midnight, so it's actually formal. So it's a gala.
It's at midnight?
It's midnight. So yes, so we're expecting 160 people. And we have 16 tables, every table is a 10 on one table. And every ticket is $100. So just, I just wanted to bring it to you guys to see if it would be a great opportunity, like also to get together and also, fundraising for a good cause. And so if you like to do something like that, whoever can make it, go. And then we participate, or if you have any other, I think maybe research, so maybe anything that's gonna support.
What do you guys think?
That's your opinion with us.
Yeah, but it can make. Right now, we have
You know that's what it's doing.
What's it got back?
Would you like us as a board to sponsor something in the event? Is that- If we picked something in the event to sponsor, could we just sponsor it? Like,
And then,
you have like you have a sheet or anything to tell us? You tell us what sponsorships are, what's open.
you get like your logo, you get the exposed, everything, also like also everyone can like anything. It's gonna be in like our website and thank you, so it's gonna be exposed to like, our website, which we have 5,000 followers. So, but at this time, because it's a gala, it's gonna be more like a little promotion for like everyone that does a donation will be promoted before the event and then during the event and then after the event.
But what,
And
you know what ones are open right now, like this, what sponsorship levels are open that we can sponsor?
yeah, so the one, the small one is 500, and it's 1,000, 2,500, and then we have 5,000.
You guys want to do the $500 sponsorship?
Is anyone interested in going to the gala? Like maybe we could like purchase a table,
I mean, I would like to go, yeah. I have to
sponsor a table.
sponsor a table. What's the sponsorship for a table?
It's
Is it alcohol?
100 for each, so if we,
It would be
how many we are? Someone.
How many sit
The
in the
board,
table?
we're set.
10, so we would have
So
to
yeah,
get that
so 10.
to sponsor a table and then we can all go.
Buy it. Everybody cool with that? We just fall
I
in.
move to buy a table, sponsor a table at the TV's gala. $1,000.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
From the social and recreation? Or would this be community awareness? Community awareness
Yeah.
is a gala.
Community
Yeah.
wellness, because we're going to it
Okay.
as a community
So from
wellness.
the community awareness budget.
Okay. $1,000.
Link for Gabriela, a link for registration.
Because that's enough tickets for all of them. Well, you don't need a ticket, right?
Yeah,
So,
so 10 people, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
yeah. So we can go.
You can come too. I'm not bringing the dates. I gotta open stuff.
The elect is
February 11th. Yeah, so after our event, after our Tango and Twist event, so 6:30, $12,000 out of that budget, and that's all done. Okay. That takes care of everything that we have on our list. We had some announcements. When you want to go with your announcements first?
so. For the special needs registry subcommittee, our first meeting is the next Wednesday, the 18th of January, from 5:30 to 7. We need to pick a chair and a secretary.
They stay the same as,
You have to vote
We
for it?
could stay the same.
Yeah, I'd say Alexandra and I got this.
Yeah.
I think the whole board's showing up, so might as well just do it that way.
Yes. The posters arrived. I have them. I'll give them to you now. And Sabrina Stanley, that I think I spoke to you guys about her, at the last meeting. So she wanted to attend now, but she has a cold, so we're moving that to February. So hopefully she can make it. Yesterday, the town council voted in favor of, a legislation that, or an agenda item that, revised the committee rules and regulations. And I'll share it with you once I receive them.
Well, one thing I did here is that now, before it was, if we missed 3 meetings, we were automatically out. Now it's up to the council member will get notified, or the mayor, that person missed, and then they are the ones that make the determination whether we continue with them, which I
In other words, very lenient.
don't like it, but
No,
Yeah.
it was gonna be the one they had proposed was gonna be worse.
The one that they proposed was worse.
You can be absent for 6 months. And at the 6 month, they'll, twice a year. They'll vote at the town hall,
Is that all?
and then they decide if you,
And then
We're out
our
already.
next meeting,
like,
Our
yeah,
next
but
meeting.
it's on February 1st
Okay.
at 5:30.
One last
And
thing,
please submit the agenda in the minutes by the 25th. Okay,
please. One last thing I can tell you, I got my kids' haircuts over the weekends.
You doing
Sharkies, have you got a Sharkies?
Hey, good night.
Isn't that place beautiful?
They approached one of the persons from the educational committee.
the
Member,
chair.
I don't remember his name, he came up to me. Because Sharky's, I think it is that the one that just opened up Main
Yeah,
Street?
yeah. It's the one that-
They wanted to have a sensory night.
Well, and not only did they want a sensory night, they had the, you know, the group that the mayor and I went to meet, the creative action group in the Miami Lakes. They did training for all the hairstylists on how to work with people with special needs. That Sharky's place is amazing. Allie is one of the ladies that works there. She's wonderful. So is Nika. And I will tell you that if you guys get a chance, share with everyone that it's open, because it's, the
Yeah.
guys, they out and
Jan is awesome.
Jan, I haven't seen Jan yet. Oh, that's good. Any other announcements? Now I move to a motion that we adjourn at 7:10 PM. All those in favor? We're done.